What's going on, everyone? IVG here, Coach of the Eastern Tyrants, is back from my Week 2 post-commentary match against Andrew, coach of the Miami Donphan. Sorry this is a little bit late. I had a little recording issues for a couple of days and I was not able to record. Thankfully, I have enough time now since school is out and I'm able to put out videos as soon as they need to be. So if you want to see my team process building, go check that out. There will be a link in the description, and I do not think Andrew has a channel as of now, so there will not be his link channel because he doesn't have one. So looking already at his team beforehand, I had saw, you could see Garchomp, Uxie, Celesteela, Jolteon, Arcanine, and Glalie. Some Pokemon that I did expect him to bring, that he did not bring, was that Mimikyu, since it's a free attacker and could instantly set up a Sword Dance and attack anything that wants to come in. Another thing that was surprising he didn't bring was that Empoleon. Don't reason why I didn't expect it because it's a water type. You could Scald Burn anything with it, but I saw the way it was team, so I saw what could he had swapped it in for, and most likely it would have been for Celesteela. And what Celesteela could have been is another Earthquake immunity, because looking at his team was so weak to Earthquake, being his only resist being Uxie and Celesteela, so he probably needed that second Pokemon that is immune to it. I did see Shaman on it, but on his team, but it obviously didn't come. And mainly his other Pokemon I really didn't expect him to bring. But other than that, let's just go into the battle. Enough rambling around. Turn 1, I decided to lead Magearna while he leads with Arcanine. I knew no matter what Pokemon it is, I had a game plan. So for Arcanine, I decided to switch out of Suicune. Even if he had Wild Charge, which he does go for, by the way, it only does like 30% for each hit, and I get leftovers back. So his reasonable play was to swap out. So I went ahead and went for the substitute. Even if he would have stayed in to Wild Charge, I would have gone there for free sub, and I could have gone there for an attack, whether he would stay it in the next turn or not. So my play here was to sub up. And, well, here comes in the Glalie. He has Free Drive, which I was expecting was he bought for this thing, if it was, and the Feraligatr I have in the back. So, this was my turn to get a Scald up. Sadly, it does not burn, but it was good damage in the end. So here I decided to bring in Whitney, since it does show the Freeze Dry, to take that return, since it's Refrigerate and Whitney has Thick Fat to be able to take those hits. I go for the Body Slam while he switches out Arcanine. Does not get the paralysis, but it's whatever. So right here, I was a little bit confused on why he went for Close Combat, but I do see why he did it now. So I expected him to go for a Flare Blitz, not thinking directly about my own ability, even though I swapped it in for a Glalie. I straight thought he was going to go for a Flare Blitz, or he could have gone for a Flare Blitz for Suicune, but he could predict that and gone for a Wild Charge expecting the Suicune. So what my play was to go into Manectric, expecting that Wild Charge to come in and get the Lightning Rod boost, but not thinking clearly straight, he could just go for the Close Combat and get either knock out Miltank or do a lot of damage. And I clearly didn't think of that, because now Manectric is sitting at a quarter of his health, and that's where Manectric's at. I decided to bring back Miltank, since I would have thought he would have go for the extreme speed. He does. I doubt he would have gone for the close combat. And I do outspeed, so I do get to revenge kill him, or hit him with an Earthquake, and he gets knocked out. I decided to switch in Suicune, since his most likely was going to have like some sort of move for Miltank, so I swapped out. And I had no idea that this thing had Seed Bomb, so my goal was to burn it as soon as I saw Seed Bomb, and sadly I do not get to burn it. So here he goes into Uxie. I make a swap as well and go to Magearna. I go for the Flash Cannon just for damage, and I had no thought process thinking about this thing having Thunder Wave. Nor could I have ever thought that, because it's a different Pokemon that I'm not used to. So I bring in Miltank. I go for the Body Slam, trying to get a Paralysis, and a Paralysis comes my way, or a Paralysis move comes my way, and I'm not able to get that Paralysis off on the Uxie. He decides to U-turn out and go into Celesteela. I was going for the Fire Punch, but apparently I did not get to be able to go for it. So this turn he gets He sets up with Flame Charge, gets a +1 speed, and I go for the Fire Punch. Lo and behold, the only status I get to inflict on his team is a burn at this point in time. And it had to be from a move I would not have ever expected to get a burn on. But this puts me in a good position. I'm able to burn the Celestial. It won't do as much damage as it needs to be doing for the rest of the team. I could just leave Whitney in, sack it off, and bring in my next Pokemon, which in turn is Jet my Latios. So what I decided to do was Hidden Power Fire. I saw offensive moves, so in my mindset I would have thought max HP, max attack, max speed. Would not have ever thought of any sort of bulk in my head. And I asked him after the match, what bulk would you have on this thing? Because this thing looks like an all-out attack set. And he said there was no bulk other than an assault vest. So when I calculated, I knew it was going to be over at least like 40%. Because this is HP Fire. And with that assault vest, it clearly made him live on low health. So I get the HP Fire off. He lives, gets a heavy slam off. And next turn, I finish him off the HP Fire. Sadly, I do not kill him. He sends in Glalie. This scares me out and makes me go to Magearna. I know I can take a combination of Ice Shard and Earthquake easily. It's just a matter if I hit a Flash Cannon or not. So it just knows that I could live, so I still click Flash Cannon. He switches in Jolteon. He goes for the Signal Beam, and seeing how low that did, I decided to still keep on staying in. So with the Jolteon, I click Ice Beam, and next turn he goes for Thunderbolt. I live the hit, but I get paralyzed. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me pause right here. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, he can go for the Thunderbolt again and actually knock me out. I'm going to bring in my neck trick to take the Thunderbolt, have no damage taken, have a +1 special attack, Mega Evolve and outspeed the Jolteon, be able to hit anything that I want, and do some damage on this team, and have a, what is it called? Whatever, I have an advantage and have nothing to hold back on. So on this play, I expect him to go for Thunderbolt. He goes for Signal Beam. In my head, I thought, why would he go for Signal Beam if it's not going to kill Magearna? And I doubt he had predicted that, but it was something that crossed my mind. It made me got me a little mad in the battle, but it's okay. The Jolteon's down, but I get 2 Pokemon down on my team. So it's 3-3 at this point. At this point, I decided to sack Suicune since I no longer need it. It's bulky, but it's not bulky enough to take another hit. So he freeze drives me with Glalie. And this turn, I decided to bring Feraligatr. I knew a freeze drive was not going to kill, so what I did here was set up a Dragon Dance. And I thought he was going to attack me, but he decided to switch out into Uxie. In my head, I thought, okay, this is especially bulky Uxie. Not knowing that the Soul Stealer was AV, of course, during the time. Because he told me that after the battle. But, okay, I thought, max HP, max special defense. There's no way he's taking it. I click Dragon Dance. Next turn, I click Liquidation because I do not have Crunch. He lives on 6%. And I was like, how does he have bulk that could take it? And even then, max HP, max defense, +1 does 63 to 73, which means that I got a min-roll. So in that turn, I get hit by Grass Knot. I can take him out with Liquidation next turn, but that scares me at this point because he has Scarf Garchomp. I am not able to win. I was praying to God that it did not have Scarf Garchomp, or he did not bring Scarf Garchomp, because it would have cleaned the rest of my team. Lo and behold, he does bring it, and at this point I do lose because either he stays in, clicks Earthquake and sacks the Garchomp, or he swaps into Glalie, sacks that, hits me with a Choice Scarf Garchomp with whatever move he has, and he just finishes him off the Glalie. So I was mad about the battle afterwards, but I did see the good in it because it's something to learn from my opponent. I'm able to recognize these moves. I could see what he had brought before, what he might be able to change, and what I can change from the battle. Because I do get to battle him, I believe, week 7, which will happen like 6 weeks from now, of course. So I'm able to learn from that, able to get information off of it, and be back next time I battle him. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy, and we'll see y'all next week where I am battling Saigai, coaches at Amsterdam Reporters. And lo and behold, I know he has a channel, so I'm able to record, send him, able to link his channel down below, but just be ready for that. Anyways, thank you for watching. Goodbye.